Hello everyone and welcome back to the Stanley Parable, and this will be...
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Shut up.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
No, I'm gonna run
No
around.
matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a
I know
trace
where
of
I'm
his
going.
co-workers.
I know where I'm going for this ending. Yeah, I haven't got many endings to do left. I think I've got all of 3 after this one. So, let's get the first one underway.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open, this was
I
not
went
the
to the
correct
right.
way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Yes.
Yes, truly a room worth admiring. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
No. I'm not.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Oh, shut up.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time.
Lies.
There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her. This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside. To let her back into your life.
Why don't I trust
She's
you?
been waiting.
Jesus.
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this. To reach out to her. If you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone.
I'm not gonna like this, am I? I'm not gonna like this. I don't like this. Wait, so he lives in an apartment
Stanley, is that
427.
you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven. All right. Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your day.
What?
Gotcha. Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife who'd want to commit their life to you?
Oh.
I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here.
No.
Sorry, but you're in my story now.
I don't like this. I don't like the fact
This
there's a
is a
mannequin
very
in the
sad
corner.
story about the death of a man named Stanley.
Nope. Nope. I'm not doing it. I ain't pressing any button. You're not gonna go forward if I don't do it. Oh shit. Okay.
Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence. Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do. Now he's pushing a button. Now
Whoa.
he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him,
The desk.
except that he's
What?
chosen this life. But in his mind,
Change.
in his mind he can go on
Change.
fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful, and each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him.
4.
And so he began to fantasize about his own job.
Uh-oh.
First, he imagined
What's he
that
doing
one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth. The thought excited him terribly.
I don't like this now. What are you doing?
So he went further.
What
He
changed?
imagined that he came to 2 open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even
Yeah, I
mattered what
chose
lay behind
right.
each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold.
I can't escape.
As he wandered through this fantasy world, he began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations. Down one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions. And down another was a game with a baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable. It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time. But there is no answer. How could there possibly be? In reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets. The more he forgets which life is the real one. And I'm trying to tell him this. That in this world he can never be anything but an observer. That as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it.
Okay, I won't do it. No, I'm gonna do it.
You see? Can he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself?
Oh, come on. Really? Ah, you bastard.
I suppose I can't. Not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see.
No.
Maybe this time. And I tried again.
What?
And Stanley pushed a button. And I tried again. And Stanley pushed a button. And
Ah! Oh, that's not nice. Now what's it doing? What evil thing is it planning for me now? Oh, that was it. Okay, that was the narrator's a dick ending. And I don't really know whether to leave it here or not. Oh, what the hell, might as well go for it.
all of his co-workers
I'm
were
gonna
gone.
follow what he
What
says
could it
this
mean?
time.
Stanley decided
I
to
know
go
that
to the
sounds
meeting room.
insane,
Perhaps he
but
had
I am.
simply missed a memo.
I think I'll split them up into two. I think there'll be one more episode after this then.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors,
Yeah.
he entered the door
Yes,
on
I'm
his
finally
left.
listening to whatever he says.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief,
broom
Stanley
closet.
decided to go up to his boss's. Stanley stepped into the
Oh,
broom
he doesn't
closet,
do anything.
but there was nothing here. So he turned around and, coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
He keeps talking. Just going blah.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life.
4, 8,
Shocked,
2,
unraveled,
5.
Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, what dark secret was being held from him. What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845.
Oh,
But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
2, 8, 4, 5.
Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer
Yeah.
luck. Amazing.
Yeah, and I
He
was able
stepped
to-
into the newly opened passageway.
Yeah. Prison button. Hey, look, it's a big red button. Big red button. Oh, here we go. Come on. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. It's not that hard. It's a very simple game. Ah! Really? Just stop responding for no reason. This game's such a... Stop it! Just load. No, it's blending. It's blending. No. Sorry.
Descending
Suku's
deeper
having a
into the
moment.
building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself.
Well, at the moment
to
I'm in a
question
box,
the
so
nature
how
of
free
his
can
job.
I feel?
Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
Sounds exciting.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Yeah, let's make it really obvious. Idiots. I guess the boss was a big moron. Big red button.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Oh, I don't know if I have the strength to just walk across the bridge. Yeah.
Now the monitors
Oh, it
jumped
looks like I do have the strength.
their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
I'm 497. I'll change it over again. Wait, no, not. Oh, there we
This
go.
mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true.
There I am.
Had Stanley really been under
Wait.
someone's control all this time?
There, I
Was
see
this
it.
the only
It's right
reason
there.
he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions
It's right there.
had been manipulated to accept it
Found
blindly?
me.
No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control?
No!
Never. It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking,
Press it.
eating, working,
Press a button.
all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible
it
power
won't.
over another human life.
No.
For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Yeah. Off. Well. Now what? Oh, hello.
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over?
I don't know. You tell me. You're not awake.
Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved.
Not a
Where
lot.
had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him. For it was
Yeah,
not
it does.
knowledge or even power
I
that
wanna
he had
know.
been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will
Wow.
be his.
It's actually quite good
That was
texture.
all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing.
Actually, do you know what?
Stanley stepped through the open door. Stanley
behind
felt
me.
the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Alright, I'm going to end it at that really nice cheery note. I hope you enjoyed the 2 endings I just gave there, which were the narrator's a dick one, and the actual follow the narrator's instructions and you actually reach a destination ending. And the next episode will be break the game ending and try and take over the world. So I'll see you all next time on My Game Target's playthrough of the Stanley Parable on the penultimate episode, and we'll see you all next time. Bye!